Welcome on in, builders. We're gonna do a run, or maybe two if we get a first one done really quick, of Against the Storm. They had the Nightwatch DLC come out a couple months ago now, and I picked it up at the time, and I just did not have any time to really sink my teeth into it at all. And with the sudden ending of our other stream and needing something that would be a little bit self-contained today, I figured, why not? Let's hop on into this. For anyone who doesn't know, Against the Storm is an amazing city builder that, in my opinion, at least has an answer to one of the problems that most city builders have. What do you do when you've basically already won, but there's no end point? You just continue forever until you get bored? Well, this game actually gives us both a victory condition and a fail condition, and I tend to find that it's pretty well balanced around that. It tends to be around the time that I'm like, I'm kind of done with this map, is around the time that it wraps up and we win or lose one way or the other. So that's one positive the game has. Another is it's a bit of a roguelite in that we have some meta upgrades, but more importantly than that, we draft our buildings in every individual map. So I don't know about you guys, but I tend to fall prey to, I have my certain build that I really like in a city builder, and I tend to just do that every single time. Even though maybe it's effective, maybe it's fun, question mark, but I end up always doing the same thing over and over again. And the variety is a spice of life, and finding new combos and working within having restrictions, I think, makes more creativity. It's kind of like the games I learn the most from are the ones that we are losing. I don't learn as much when we're just winning because we're already winning, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna hop in here. We're gonna do a map or two. So I guess we'll go full explanation. I don't know how many people have played this. So down at the bottom here, when this line fills up, these are the two settlements I've already done in this cycle. When this fills up, the storm will come in and we have to retreat back to the smoldering city, and the whole world will get destroyed and wiped out, and aka a new map will be made. So right now we have all this time to go there. Our meta goal is to go repair these seals, which are keeping ancient Lovecraftian evil sealed away and may also be responsible for the storm. I don't actually know that as a fact, but it wouldn't surprise me. We have to go further and further to repair further and further ones out. I believe this is the one that I'm technically actually on. I am probably not fully spun back up that I could actually beat that, but who knows, maybe. We have a certain distance that we can found from the last city we went, so there is a little bit of strategy here on where you want to go. The question marks are various things. They could be good, they could be bad. We get rewards from them. One thing I'm collecting are the seal fragments. You need a certain amount of those to attempt to fix the seals. Another thing is, we hop in here. This is the smoldering city, and this is the place where when the storm comes, this is the only safe place to be. So one of our meta progressions is we're developing the city here so that next time the storm wipes us out, we can come back even stronger. I have deeds. Deeds are basically, I'm gonna call them achievements. They unlock various cosmetics. I don't remember if they unlock any actual mechanics, but for doing various things, you get those. We have the upgrades in the town. As you can see, I have upgraded this far. We get the currency for that by winning maps, and the rarer currencies for winning maps with certain modifiers. If we check out, let's see, we can afford kind of all these. Let me just take a peek here. I might as well spend what we got. Queen's impatience grows slower, extra walk speed, extra global production speed. All those are fine. All gathering nodes get an additional charge. Permanent 3% bonus to arrival of traders, and I'm not high enough level to do that one. Okay, none of those are gonna be like exceptionally. We could start with some booze. We could start with, okay, yeah, we'll grab that one. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe here, I suppose. And let me hop out of there and we'll pick a map. Kind of a quieter evening today, but if anyone wants to hop in chat, let me know if the sound is okay. Yeah, I've been fighting my sound again recently after a bump a few weeks ago, and I'm still not 100% liking where it's at, so I keep fiddling for better or worse. Okay, so we have various things we could reach. I don't think I'm actually going to even attempt the gold seal on this run, so I'm mostly looking for meta currency or interesting maps. We have a Silent Dominion. This place once held great significance for the ancients. Even now, Mysterious Guardian still watches over it. You're not allowed to have more than 3 yearly cornerstones at a time. Okay, don't love that. Those are kind of like perks. Fishman Ritual Site. A holy site for fishmen. No one dares pass through here. Orders are disabled. That would be a hard map. I kind of want to show off that mechanic, so I don't want to do that one. Something strange is trapped here. We gain twice the hostility every year, but if somebody leaves or dies, we have less. I don't like any of those modifiers, if I'm being honest with you. We could run all the way back to the beginning. What are you? For some reason, even in a world of constant rain, some regions have no underground water reservoirs. There's no rainwater geysers. Meh is how I'm feeling about that. Okay, I don't actually care for any of those. That's rather unusual. I think we're just gonna push off far in this direction. The various tiles are different map types, and there are a lot more than when the game originally launched. I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say there's like 8 to 10 of them. And they're going to have different forests, different resources, different races are going to be better or worse depending on the resources of the map. Let's not do a coastal. Bamboo, I just did a bunch of bamboos. Marshlands. Marshlands could be kind of interesting. A lot of gathering. Let me look at this. I kind of want to try to pick a map that's going to give us the new bat people. None of you are bat people. Let me see what else we have. A rocky ravine. No bat people. I don't know if they're limited for starting race as their new terrain, which would be like bamboo. Nope, they're not there either. Okay, I'm just not lucky with what I have available at the moment. Let's do... Hey, Gray, how's it going, man? Hey, I just asked for a sound check. Am I sounding okay today? Yeah, we're out of range there. I haven't done that many rocky ravines. What was your penalty? I really don't want to run that penalty. I think we'll do here. Let me look at these conditions. So we have Black Amber Pact. We pay 40 amber before... Oh, this is an event I had previous in the run. We kind of got shaken down by like the mafia. So I have to pay them 40 amber before year 6, or they're going to kidnap 4 villagers. That actually would pair pretty good with this event. You know what? It doesn't matter if we win or lose. Let's actually do that. Okay, so we have that. We have royal patronage. To ease the challenge of settling the harsh lands, the crown has allocated additional starting resources. Okay, 10 amber, that works perfectly. So we wouldn't have to get quite as much amber for that payoff. Okay, I like that. So we just need to make 30 amber. We have the black market. The Black Amber Syndicate offers its services to viceroys ready to tap into the riches of the land. You gain access to new essential building, the black market. Resource hub. With such wealth of resources, trade flourishes. Every time you sell goods worth 20 amber, traders arrive 10% quicker, and trade routes become 10% faster. We have an ominous presence. Yeah, that's going to raise our hostility. Hey, dim bones, man. Evening Babel Against the Storms, not a game I've seen much of. Well, here's a little bit of deep Babel lore. The first live stream I ever did was Against the Storm. I did one of those before I started in on Dominions. I think to this day it has like 40 views, so we'll see if we can break the record 2+ years later on that. Sounds same as always. I'll take that as a compliment. Hey, Scott, how's it going, man? By the way, thanks for putting the episode numbers. Yeah, somebody requested that. I don't know. I'm always so torn on that because YouTube does not like that, but people like that. And I think I'd rather give the people what they want than what YouTube wants. So, especially in a series like that, that's going to be probably 40 episodes. Okay, so this is our thing. We don't get a no because I'm playing on Viceroy difficulty. One thing I also like about this game, the difficulty scales really, really well. You have to start low, and as you go up, it does get significantly more difficult, and it's going to change the way you play the game. As you can see here, I've unlocked up to Prestige 2. I believe I need to break more seals, I think, to get that higher. We're just going to play Viceroy. Viceroy is probably what most people consider like the true normal. Like, this is where it's got all of its mechanics and it's challenging, but we haven't started taking like major penalties. Other than that, another thing of note here is the trees. We have to chop a lot of trees because we need wood to keep our fire going. If our fire goes out, we will rapidly lose. So the other resources you get from chopping trees are really important. And look at that, amber. That's gonna play in perfectly to this. I'm liking this combo I'm seeing here. Natural resources, we have insects, fish, copper, clay, grain, herbs, reeds, algae, sea marrow, and coal. Okay. All of those are perfectly fine. I'm liking the coal. Okay. Rocky Ravine, we're gonna get various rewards from it. That's kind of whatever. There's a small amount of fertile soil. So if we wanted to try to do farming, it'll work, but it's not gonna be stellar. Humans are really good at farming, so maybe we don't pick humans. And this is the length, this is our victory condition. Okay, so we get 3 choices, at least with the unlocks I have, of what our starting caravan's gonna be. So this is gonna give us some starting goods, plus some starting people. In any given map, you're gonna get 3 different races. So if I picked one of these bottom 2, I would know we're gonna have beavers and harpies, or foxes and beavers, and then 1 mystery. Or we could take the frogs, and we would get 2 mystery ones. So again, like, depending on where you're going, certain races are gonna be better or worse. Harpies would be fine here. We could make cloth. They really like cloth and doing that, so they would work pretty well. Beavers are good at mining. I assume we can mine up some of that copper and some of that coal. I think we're gonna take that one as our starting. So we'll get 20 meat and 20 algae as starting resources, plus this base goods. Some of this is what you normally start with. Some of this are things that I've unlocked. And then we have embarkation points, which is basically just our pick your kit that you're gonna go into the map with. So generally speaking, I like the extra people to start us off. Let's start with some extra planks already made so we can build some housing right off the bat. Harpies' houses need extra fabric, and that would be all my points. That's fine. And again, you could do various things here. We could just start with some extra amber. That would be kind of funny that we could actually just finish that other task right off the bat. That actually is tempting me a lot. You know what? This is totally not what I normally would do, but because we have that event where I have to pay off 40 amber, that gives us 30, I think, to start with. So we only need to scrounge up a smidgen of that, and we can take care of this event. Okay, yeah, I'm actually gonna do that. And that leaves us with 1 point. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, basically we'll bring some veggies. All right, we'll hop in there. A little bit of a weirdity, not something I normally would pick. Okay, let's see what our map actually holds. So there are 3 seasons. There is rain, rain, and rain, basically, but they're different types of rain. The big season is storm season, where depending on how much hostility we've built up on the map, we're gonna get worse and worse effects. We also have aura, active during drizzle season. Drizzle's like the best time of year when it's only drizzling. We will get motivated, +1 boost to resolve. Okay, so just a little bit of extra happiness essentially. And then during storm, we're gonna have looming darkness, -4 to global resolve, and then as our hostility goes up, these will turn on during the storm. Let's see if we have anything super nasty. Flooded roads. As a result of heavy rainfall during the storm, travel time of trade routes is increased by 50%. That's fine. Acid rain. The rain dissolves some of the resources transported to your warehouse. Recipes producing building materials yield 50% fewer goods. Okay, so we want to try to remember not to produce building materials. Oh, I don't like that during the storm. Melancholy. Villages with this effect have a -2 penalty to resolve stacks every 60 seconds. We would not like that. We would not like that one bit. And that's just active, okay. Nauseating spores. Time between breaks is reduced by 33%. Okay, so at the bottom, some of these have ways to prevent them. So this one here, to prevent it, fulfill the following needs. They need some complex food. That basically just means we need to cook something, not just eat raw food. And they need a house. That's actually very doable. And here we need to give them some services. Also pretty doable. Okay. This is what all the maps are going to look like. Now, depending on your biome, obviously it will be different. But generally speaking, you start in the middle of the map. There are various small and large areas. The dangerous glades will have events that we have to solve. And if we fail to solve them, really bad things will happen. The forbidden glades are that up to like times 10. Very, very dangerous. Here you can see it's flooded out all around this kind of little high point that we're on. So this is essentially the edge of our map. As we open up glades, we will increase our base hostility. These are all the things that we do. So as time goes by, as we open small glades, dangerous or forbidden glades, as we get more villagers, woodcutters, we can reduce that with hearths like this guy right here. And as the queen gets impatient with us. So we are a regent. We are under the orders of the queen to go do this. So we are serving at her pleasure, let's say. So we got to make sure that we are keeping her happy. Drop some roads in here. Probably, well, let's not put that in yet. We did end up with frogs as our third race, so we already know exactly who we're going to have. Frogs are really cool. They're one of the newer races. They have some hard housing requirements that make them a little bit difficult. Let me see. What else is there to say? Not too much. So what do we start with? We have Thunderfish Pond. So we have some fishing that we could do. Double fishing that we could do. And do we have nothing else? And nothing else. Okay, that's unusual. I don't have a ton of experience with this biome. If I remember right, this is like an old industrial area that was over exploited. So it's all kind of like ruinous and polluted and gross. Okay, that is, I mean, obviously we're going to build fishing. I think we're going to start trying to get fish. The worrisome thing here is fishing works differently than other types of production. We have to basically do all the fishing at once and then we get all the goods at once rather than being able to get some at a time. Do I have, let me go to my recipes. This I want, no, not goods. I want the, I don't remember the name of my building. We can make bait essentially. And I would want to do that to make that more efficient. Packs of crops. Let me check my recipes here. What do I need to make packs of crops? All right, so we could do that with, okay, we could spend our vegetables on that. This is really dangerous. How much other food do I have? We have 80 and we'd use like 30 of it. Okay, I'm gonna tell them only with bait. We're gonna go the greed route. I know you guys are absolutely shocked that Babble's doing something greedy, but we're gonna try this. So we're gonna make the packs of crops, which will make it more efficient to get the fish. All right, we're also gonna need woodcutters. Woodcutting is very important, as you would expect. Not only does it bring the wood that we need for our fire, but it's gonna clear room for us. What do we have around? What do we have down here? We have a cookhouse. So one of my racial traits they'll tell me where the nearest ruin is. So we might try to go off in that direction. And I like that idea. We'll clear in that direction. So I'll probably open this up and we'll open that up. Yeah, and I'll have him go ahead and cut this out so we get some room for some housing. Man, this is such a weird opening. Okay, and I want them to build my woodcutters first. Other things of note, this is our reputation bonus. As our reputation hits those little blue pips at the bottom, we're able to do one of these rolls where we get to pick a recipe. So right off the bat here, we could get the advanced fishing hut. I kind of feel like that's going to be important on this map. to do the big resource gathering nodes, you need to have the improved gathering huts, essentially. The ranch is super good too, but to have a ranch, you have to feed the animals. I don't know if we have anything that we can really feed them. We don't have any income of anything in particular. Ray says, I only have the original. What do you think of the DLC races? I like them. It's just more Against the Storm. So if you liked Against the Storm, you'll probably like the DLC stuff. If you didn't like the original, I don't think it really changes anything. I think we're gonna go fish hunt here. A little bit of a risky roll because we haven't seen any large fishing areas, but I have a feeling we will on this map. We also don't have to pick these right now. I could hold off, but I kind of want to see what we're gonna have available. Okay, pickled goods, fabric, packs of crops. Okay, this would make my creating of the packs of crops more efficient. Let's see what we need here. So beavers like pickled goods. They're the only one. Fabrics would be good for harpies. They like cloth and things like that. It's kind of one of the things they like doing. So that could be all right there. The stars are how efficient our recipes are. So right now, we're right here where it says current best, we can make these, but we're absolutely terrible at it. I don't know the recipes by heart, but let's say it would be like, you need 8 reeds to make 1 cloth. This would be like, we need 5 reeds to make 1 cloth. So getting efficient recipes can be very important. One of the things you don't like about the game is when you're trying a specific combo and you don't get, yep, that is one of the restraints. They've added more ways that you can pick recipes from events and various other things, but it still is a little bit of a randomness to it. All right, that has high goodness to me. We could make skewers, biscuits, and porridge. All right, beavers like biscuits. That is about it. So that's probably a no-go. Biscuits, pie, and pottery. Pottery is going to be needed for making canned vegetables. That could be something we could do. The pies are liked here. The biscuits are liked there. Okay, so maybe. Pies and biscuits need flour, though. I'm not sure we're going to get flour on this map. An herb garden needs fertile soil that we don't know of. So I'm going to take the granary. A little bit of a risky pick, maybe. Okay, a workshop. This is kind of nice in that we get all the basic building materials at kind of a mediocre recipe, but we get them all. So that's kind of nice. We could go carpenter. This map claims it has copper, so we could make planks and tools. Tools are pretty handy. I like that. We already have a tier 2 fabric recipe, so I think that one's out. Dye could be pretty useful. I don't know if we're going to be able to make mail. Okay, I think we're going to go planks and tools. So the only basic thing we're missing are bricks now. All right, so I actually don't want this guy. I'm not going to build that. Because that was going to be used to make my crop thing. I don't have to do it that way. We will do that via... not my houses. Via the granary. Okay, so granary. I'm going to plunk you right here. I do want this built pretty quick. We'll put that as a priority 4. So after they build the wood cutting, they'll work on that. They will make me the packs of crops here. And I'm going to go ahead and tell them, make that the priority. I only want 4 of those. And we're going to have to use that. I'm also going to tell my people, you're not allowed to eat the vegetables. I got to be really careful here. We only have so much food. But I don't have anything else I can make packs of crops from. So we're going to be a little bit risky on that one. Other things we picked up, we got the carpenter. Sure, we'll go ahead and plunk that down. What do you need to be made? 5. We have 5 planks and we do have some fabric. So yeah, this is gonna eat up all of our main stuff. Okay, you're also gonna need planks. Okay, we should actually make you first. And then you can make the planks for this one. So I'm gonna tell them not to build that yet. I'm gonna try to do this kind of efficiently here. Broad says I'm gonna lurk until I pass out. Well, thank you, Broad. I appreciate it. Those dulcet babble tones to send you off to sleep. And when you decide to be risk averse and get suboptimal building, only randomly get, yep. I mean, that's the nature of the game, right? That's the nature of the game. Last time I saw this game, you just had humans, beavers, and lizards folk. Yeah. I mentioned earlier, Eric, but the first live stream I ever did was Against the Storm. So yeah, it takes me back. It takes me back. I launched the channel with Against the Storm. For some reason, none of the big YouTubers put out videos on like day one, and I was like ready to go. So that was kind of cool. Okay, we have a field kitchen, but I don't think we can actually make anything from it, so I'm not going to bother building it. This is so weird to me that we don't have any other resources in here, so I'm a little like tripped up here. I think that's just it for now. We can build Black Market if we can get some stone. That's a map-specific thing. We would like to do that. I also would like the trade post. I probably want to get that up lickety-split, because we do need to make Tim Amber from something. Another thing of note is most of these buildings, I can just move them. Sometimes a little bit of cost, sometimes not. There's only some buildings that are immobile. So just food for thought on that one. Okay, and I think I'm finally ready to unpause. Normally I play on ×2 speed. I may work myself up to that. We'll see. We'll see. Streaming obviously takes about 30% of my IQ right off the top. Plus, I'm not like fully good at this at the moment. Another nice thing is you can hold Alt, and this will show me where I can put people in. Various people are good at different things, and they have various different bonuses. So a Frog Firekeeper may not be the best at fire, but they're natural leaders. Newcomers arrive 50% faster. That could be pretty good. What else could we do? Beavers are less fuel consumption. Harpies are pretty nice. They increase global carry capacity. I do like Harpies quite a bit. I think we're going to start off trying to get more people fast, though. I tend to find in the very early game, our people are going to be our holdup. All right, beavers, I know this is going to shock you, are pretty good at chopping wood. So we're actually going to put all of our beavers into wood chopping. All right, we were pretty all in on getting that. I think I'm going to tell them to beeline in, and we're going to open this one right away. Looking to do this one probably after the storm. So right now we are in drizzle. So it's just raining. We got drizzle, clearance, and then storm. Clearance is actually the better one, not drizzle, now that I think about that. Okay, beavers would also be really good at the carpenter. Maybe we bring this guy out. All right, I only have 2 extra people, so I'm gonna drop a 1 in here. And the thing I want from this is I need more boards lickety split. So I'm gonna put a limit of 10 of those on priority 3, which is the high priority. And I'm gonna tell them I don't want you to make either one of those right now. I only want you to make me planks at the moment. All right, now that that's built, I'm gonna go ahead and activate this. And I do want this ASAP. Okay, yep, get them chopped. Once we get this built, I do need houses. I probably will try to put up just a couple big shelters right away. Beavers need 8 boards, and it's only for 2 people. A big shelter is 4 boards, and I can fit 6. Frogs are picky boys, and they will only live in frog houses. Do I need these bricks? I don't. I may drop a frog house right off the bat. Let's make that get chopped so I can put it where I want it. Okay, cornerstones are like perks. We get one of these every year. So the queen basically is like, okay, here, pick one of these, my regent. So we could pick a grain bag, specialized farming technique. Grain production increases by +1 for every 25 times it's produced. We don't have humans. Humans are the best farmers. We do probably want flour. Flour can be made from roots also, though it doesn't have to be made from grain. I don't know about that. Newcomer groups are 2 larger. Gain 40 meat every time a villager leaves or dies. Cannibalism. Are we doing one of those streams already? Or blood price. A shady but lucrative deal. Gain 10 amber every time a villager dies or leaves. Wow, the game is really wanting me to go all in on that. Because of my meta progression, I have 2 free rerolls. We also can just decline it and get 10 amber. If we got the 10 amber, let me pause that and think for a second. If we got the 10 amber, we could immediately pay off this 40 that we owe. That could be kind of interesting. We could just be done with it. I have 50 minutes though. Let's be honest, I will probably get that. Remember my trees here. 5% chance we get amber. That's going to be pretty slow. Normally I would not decline this year one. None of these are super tempting to me. And I just like the idea of just paying off that debt and just being done with it. You know what? Weird as it is, I'm just gonna do that. Here you bloodsuckers. Pay off my debt to Zara Mossback. May the sun shine upon you, Viceroy. I was sitting here to help you keep track of all those annoying payments. Yeah, pay. All right, well that's done. Now if we can get some stone, we can build the black market. That could be pretty useful. Let's go up to 1.5 times. Hey, Drew, how's it going? Oh, that's true too. If we want to come in here, I do want to burn wood first, and let's not tell them not to burn my coal. In fact, yeah, just in case. We do start with 20 coal. That can be really useful for early events. Whereas the wood, I can just get wood. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, next, these are orders. Essentially, we're out here on the Queen's orders to get resources and bring them back to the Ever-Burning Citadel, I think it's called. So we get to pick what we want to do. So we can pick our missions, essentially. Okay, so we could have Meat Lover if we get 25 jerky, which harpies do like jerky, so that could be useful. We could produce extra insects. And maybe this place did say it had insects here. We could build a training post, and if we have 10 more amber, we could just get stuff. That's super easy. We can definitely do that. Or we could take a 3-minute mission, and you want... They want us to build 6 regular shelters. That's a little bit of a waste because I normally wouldn't build shelters. It would give me a bathhouse though. That's a really nice reward. That's a really nice reward. This option will disappear if I close it. The question is, can I afford to build those shelters? Extra packs is a nice reward. The grain bag is so good if you start with humans. I totally agree. We didn't get humans here though. I'm kind of tempted by this. I don't know if we can build 6 of these in 3 minutes though. How much wood do we have? This is such a good reward though. An early bathhouse would be super. Drew says, is anyone getting stream lag? Let me peek. It is not me having issues. My apologies to you. I think we're gonna chance this. If we fail, we fail, but 6 of these are not too bad. I'm gonna take that one. Okay, next, we got the trading post one again. Again, super easy. We could totally do that. Deliver some stormwater, also super easy. Pipes are kind of nice. They're kind of expensive to produce. Extra people could be good. We could do this with just building a water collector. I think we're gonna go, I like these permanent bonuses more than just getting some goods. Okay, we need to do 3 trade routes and we need to deliver some packs of crops. We need to complete 2 events and then ship out some building materials. Very doable here. Another time, I generally try not to take multiple timed ones, especially we're not going to do 4 trades in 8 minutes. No shot. We can't do that at all. I think we're going to take clearing glades on that one. Okay, so I need to build 6 shelters. Let's see how sad I am. First of all, don't build the trade post because that uses wood. How much wood did we actually have? 20 wood. A shelter needs 10. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. Now, these are easily movable, so I don't need to be too concerned about where I stick them. In fact, it's gonna be rather hard for me to even fit these. I want to build them over here because I want to keep my warehouse clear for other things. That's not wood burn rate right here. This is the priority of that they'll burn them. So they'll burn this first, and then like if I did this, they would burn that second if I had it turned on. This is sacrifice. This is where the actual burn rate comes from. Maybe we do burn our coal to save our wood too. We have beavers, so our chopping is going to be pretty efficient. I only have 3 minutes to build these, though. I'm not sure we're going to have enough wood. All right, well, either way, we're going to make an attempt on it. So, boink, boink. I can move these, so I'm not too worried about where they are at the moment. And we'll just stick them over here. All right, so that would be 60 wood in total. We have 20 at the moment. I'm actually going to... Normally, I would never do this, but I'm actually going to tell them to go ahead and burn the coal. And I'm going to not burn the wood in an attempt to finish this. The reward was just too juicy not to try. All right, also... Okay, only the houses will be built after they're done with this. I don't want you to even build that. I want you to build the houses first. And I also probably don't want you guys to use up any more of my wood. All right, I'm gonna let them finish their current task because they've already started it, but then I'm gonna stop them. All right, we'll go up to double speed here. We've already paid to get these started. And by taking them out of here, then that'll free them up to go be builders. All right, the beaver, I want you to go here though. We need to chop faster. All right, we have 2 minutes left. Let's see if we can blitz it. Okay, roads are really not what I care about right now, guys. Would you please build the houses? I don't know if we can do it in that amount of time. Come on, team. It's all going to be about, can we get enough wood fast enough? They build fast enough. It's more about just getting the materials. You have a whole bunch of things that are not wood at the moment. You are trees that give stone and not wood. I just realized. I don't think we're gonna make that. I don't think we're gonna make that at all. Okay, what do we find over here? A rain punk drill. One of the brass order's curious little inventions. It appears to be broken. Yeah, big womp womp on that, huh, Brad? Okay, so we could disassemble it and get stuff. If we have things, we can get a geological survey, spawn some salt veins. Okay, now I'm really questioning this. I totally forgot about that these are not going to be giving us the wood. So we're just not going to have that for these. We are really going to want our trade post, but I've already spent the wood. We may have some problems here. All right, well, I guess go ahead and activate you. We're not going to make that timer there. Womp womp indeed. Hey, Baller, how's it going? Okay, so here, I do want those packs of crops. One of you's just fine. Don't make any of that yet. I don't care. Any of those are fine. You can make up to 10 fabric. Yeah, that's true. So we could drop that black market. And that probably is a pretty good idea. We'll just stick him over here out of the way because that is stone. Wow, yeah, I totally forgot about that these don't actually drop wood. All right, we're waiting for her to finish a couple of these, and then we'll need a fisherman going. In fact, I'll just go ahead and apply one there. Fishing hut is idle. Yep, you're going to be idle until she finishes her job. All right, black market, save me. All right, so we have Fame, Syndicate Representative. Many greetings, Viceroy. Running low on wood again, are we? I'm sure we can arrange something. Yeah, we're gonna need to buy wood from you. Buy on credit. The loan must be repaid within 3 seasons. Okay, I totally forgot that we could use that. We could have maybe done that if we had this built ahead of time. I don't know if we could have done it in 3 minutes without. To that end, though, do I care to buy it on credit? I do think I'm going to buy one of those on credit. Because we're going to need this guy. That also means I don't care. I don't care to make these other shelters. So, no. Nope. Nope. And nope. Okay. Okay, let's also set up something that can make bricks then. We can at least make the frog houses. So we'll need the crude workshop for now. Let me go ahead and put some road in here. And move this. Clear out my area. There we go. Harpy houses and frog houses. Yeah, the harpies also can use the cloth, so that should be pretty good. Yeah, she's a fishing away. Okay, please don't overmake those. We only have so many. I think we did. Didn't we have enough bricks to make a frog house? We do. Go ahead and build his house too. When our storm season comes along, people are going to be really cranky. Okay, I will take the extra people, even though we're not going to be able to house him. I will take the frog, actually. He'll fit in the house that we're going to build. And an extra woodcutter is good for that. And then, okay, here, never make planks, never make fabric, don't make the pipes right now. For the time being, don't use that, use the stone. We'll put one harpy working on that. Probably restrict the food consumption and save it for the storm. I'm gonna let him wear it for now. Yeah, the micromanage probably would be worth our time. Okay, yeah, we're gonna want to keep really strict control over those planks. Okay, froggy boys should be plenty happy with this. We have extra housing, so we only ended up with 4 people not housed. Harpies. We don't have what you need yet. Okay, so we have the stuff to make it. She's working on it. Okay, it's coming. Let's go ahead and just plan in harpy houses. So we would need 3 harpy houses if we were actually going to get them. And then as we build houses, let's go ahead and add a park. Because as we decorate and have a certain population, we'll up our hearth, which will give us extra bonuses. So that's a kind of a gimme on that one. Okay. Next season, I plan on moving into here, so I'll go ahead and start chopping that area. Move there. Okay, nothing too crazy, although we're already up to 2 hostility. This area, remember, has a modifier for extra hostility. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, please give me a good cornerstone. Newly discovered nodes have 5 extra charges. Global production speed is faster, but less traders. I don't think so here. Blight rot spores aren't technically eggs, but they taste the same. You gain 5 eggs every time a blight rot cyst appears. Could be good, or cooking steam. I think we're gonna take rich glades because we've only opened 1 glade so far. We'll just take the extra charges here. And what was our ruin? A cookhouse. It's kind of whatever. All right. Bring on the pain. Let's go ahead and pop this open. Oops. Go ahead and move you there. Okay, we have 1 spare person. Is it even worth doing that? I guess it is. I gotta be really careful. Okay, we are actually making coal. Let's actually put that as a 3. I will turn this on so I don't accidentally have our fire go out, but we're gonna prioritize burning the coal. Looks like we're getting enough coal from the trees. All right, what do we get? A large algae pond. Okay, where our upgraded fishing already came into use. A coal vein. For safety's sake, it would be nice to get a mine down. A large encampment and a fishman cave. Okay, so this is our danger. In 12 minutes, the fishmen attack. We could chase them away. We could throw rocks at them. We would gain a queen's grace. She likes it when we bully the fishmen. And we would gain some amber. That's pretty legit. That's pretty legit. All right, let's go bully some fish. They probably have it coming. Think we're getting a little bit of wood? I don't think we are. We're at 17. It should say wood when we mouse over this. Normally where that stone is, you'd have wood. I just totally forgot. I only played this biome once when that DLC came out, so it's been a hot minute. Yeah, very interesting. This is gonna play way differently than a normal map. Okay, we could deliver 4 packs of building materials and some clearance water. Frog clan support, so the frogs would like that. We'd get some more. Frogs are probably my best race for this map, in all honesty. I guess harpies kind of sort of too. Definitely not beavers. Beavers are going to be hard to deal with on this map. Use any rainwater, we get that stuff. I'm going to take that one. Dude, trader, you need to make some money back to pay the loan? Trader's about to leave? Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not fully... It's been a while since I played a lot of this, so it's going to be a little shaky. You'll just have to forgive me. We could spin some of our fish and get what? Handy set of notes on how to survive in the wilderness written by an anonymous. Increase global food production speed by 20%. Or we could just hand over some rocks, which I already have a bajillion of, get a bunch of frogs, and increase our bricks. Done. Deliver. Pause. All right. We're good. 4 seconds left. Don't even worry about it, Bala. We got this. That's 3 seconds more than we needed. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to actually be able to afford anything. So we have 6 amber. I could sell bricks. I could kind of sell fabric, and that's about it. This is going to be needed for fishing. I don't dare get rid of it. If I did sell all my bricks... Oops. If I did sell all my bricks, I could only get 2 amber. That would give me 8. That might be worth something. Planting crops is faster. No, we're not buying any perks. Check some of the trees. They have wood sticking out. I think it's just a graphic. I don't mind selling the bricks, I guess. All right, let's auto that. We really should try to find a more efficient brick building, but it's not the end of the world if we don't. 2 extra amber. This is pitiful, but I'll take it. And then let's also, can I go repay that? That UI. All right. I'm just going to pay it so I don't forget. Okay, that is what that is. This coal is going to be pretty important. I think we're going to end up having to build a second hearth over here to make this efficient. We may also pop a couple more small ones than I normally would pop. We have that guy there too. Maybe we open that one next. Okay, this is going to take a hot minute to deal with though, so we're definitely not doing it now. Yeah, and we are building our stones. And heck, you could go crazy on those. It doesn't matter how inefficient they are. We're gonna have a bajillion stone. Low on food, yeah. We probably should get... Yeah, let's hurry this up, please. All right, we're also gonna have these totems appear while we're working on this event, which are gonna be super annoying. Yeah, there are some. I mean, we can look, but this doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, I think that's just a graphical thing. Like, it's just dead trees that are in there. Or they count as reeds, maybe, kind of, sort of. All right, let's go ahead and actually, since I want to clear that relatively soon. More fish totems. Yeah, That's the problem with this event. We want to get rid of these because they make extra threat. How we doing here? We are still moving stones over to go bully them. It would be glorious if you could finish that before the storm starts, but I have a feeling you won't be able to. Okay, more people. My beavers are kind of sad at the moment, and I'm reluctant to get them because I'm going to struggle to house them. I think we're going to take those. Another fishman totem. This is just going to go absolutely crazy. Yeah, no problem, Wing. I don't mind. Like I said, I stumbled into this. I totally forgot that this didn't have wood in it. So, yeah, I kind of got off on the wrong foot there. Maybe bringing that extra timber would have been useful. Okay, hurry with the fishing, guys. We really need that food. We really need that food. We have 106 fish coming in when it does. Okay, you also... We can go higher on the fabric. We have 6 harpies. Let's get an actual harpy house. Being in your race-specific housing makes you happier. So, always try to do that. We also could use some more frog houses. A beaver left. Remember, on this map, we get extra hostility, but we also lose hostility when people leave. So, we're going to have some of that. We're going to have some of that. All right, clear out all those totems. How far are we? Okay, 1 minute and 40 left. Okay, also, we've had multiple woodcutters leave. That's just going to keep happening. All right, keep going, boys. Yeah, I kind of don't want to queue up anything until we're done with this, because I'm going to have to keep putting people on this job. Probably going to get one more small totem. But the 20 amber will allow us... I'm going to mainly spend that on wood, probably, if I'm being honest. Okay, we're very sad right now. Please finish this. People are going absolutely haywire. There we go. All right, get rid of that, and then we'll be better. Okay, we're still in quite deep penalty. I'm actually going to pull back on the amount of woodcutters. Okay, that takes us down to 2. I don't think we're going to get below that anyways. Okay, what else could we do? Bricks would allow us to make some more frog houses. Drop that one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're going to have a ton of that. That does continue to lower our hostility, though. So I guess it's something. Okay, you. Buy the wood, please. Buying some mushrooms would feed us. Buying some provisions, we could do some trade. We don't really have any trade goods yet, though. I don't even know how much amber do I even have. 13. I'm gonna try to hold out on that. Okay, because our fishing just finished, so that's hundreds of fish. All right, then move to there. Okay, well, that was incredibly painful. I won't lie. Might be able to profit on the mushrooms, maybe. All right, no, not. We have 10 amber. I'm gonna take the wood again too. That's just too precious not to. How are we doing here? Okay, we're holding our coal steady, but it's gonna go down because we've lost beavers who are fast at chopping. I'm definitely gonna need all you guys. I think we'd like to mine this, but it's so bloody far away right now. I think we're gonna look into poking into one of these, maybe this year, maybe next year. For now, just go ahead and keep clearing that. Okay, let's also... I'm just gonna move this out of my way. We'll put it next to this. Yeah. It's free to move, so... Alright, we'll just stick it there for now. Alright, what did we actually get here? These are reeds. They also could give us some roots. Okay, we could get some swamp wheat, everyone's favorite. Okay, we could use the wheat to make the packs of crops that we need for fishing. I think we're gonna go ahead and we'll build the building for that. Okay, so harpies. We can fit 6 harpies, so they're in their good housing. We have 4 frogs, so I could use 2 more frog houses to get them into their proper housing. And I will just plunk them here and here. Doors and whatnot don't really matter for housing, so just wherever you want them. And then we're at 10. Okay, so we're gonna also want for decoration, I want to make sure we're getting that full bonus. I'm really lazy on these. I tend to always just build the same thing. The park and the garden, just because they satisfy the need I need for leveling this up. Now, what do you need? You need 4 planks. All right, I am going to throw somebody in here. Actually, hang on a second. It really should be the beaver. More than that, I would rather have a chance that we double on this. All right, go ahead and make me a few planks. Okay, some more newcomers. I'm gonna take the food. All right, we need something good. We need something really good. Specializing in a particular branch of commerce can be good. If we have luxury packs of trade goods are worth 25% more. What trade good would we make? We also don't have the recipe for trade goods. We could travel. Your villagers learn how to travel the wilderness from the very best. The Royal Stormwalkers. All trade routes are 40% faster. We're going to struggle to make provisions. Oh, there's wheat. Yeah, we did. We did. +1 in production of all goods packs. That would include our crop packs that we're using to fish. Every villager who has education fulfilled is faster. I think we're going to take export, because that immediately helps me do something with our food crops, and that can be useful for other things. What else can we build? Okay, copper bars. Are we actually getting copper ore? No. So we're not getting copper ore from the trees. So, but there is copper maybe available. That's kind of a big if, though. Training gear. We can make training gear. We can use rocks and I think planks. Training gear is liked by the frogs. Pies, people like them, but I don't know. Okay, make flour. We can use roots. We can use wheat to make that. Paste is also liked by the frogs and the harpies. And I believe we can make paste out of algae. That's a maybe. A temple. Religion. Only really the frogs. Education would be the beavers and the harpies. I like the temple in general. Sacrament of the Flame, I think, is a hostility trait, which will help our hostility. We could buy some scrolls from the black market. I did see those for sale. I don't know how relevant those will be. Only the frogs like the religion, but the other... Okay, so this could solve all, or serve all of our races. We could sack coal to reduce hostility permanently. The plank cost, that is true, but that's gonna be for almost anything we build. If I had copper, I would go for the smelter. I think I'm going for the temple. Oh, with the temple. Okay, Baller, that is actually a good point. That's a good point. We could sack coal to reduce the hostility permanently. That would be really good. Yeah, I think you sold me. Okay, berries and plant fiber. Berries are an ingredient we could use to make scrolls, I think, because we could make wine and we use wine and paper. Plant fiber, yeah. Insects, we did take a trait that gives us +1 insect. This does need fertile soil, I'm pretty certain. Salt we could use to make paste. So this is pretty good, but we would need some fertile land, which we haven't found any. Trapper, that's a tier 2 meat collector. Market carts, I believe, lets us haul more goods. Treatment is good for the harpies, but nobody else. I think we're going to hold off on this one, and let's see if we find some fertile land or a tier 2 meat before we pick it. We don't have to choose it right now. Okay, we're making some planks. I really like the idea of this temple. All right, now, doesn't really matter where it goes. Out of the way would be better. All right, let's move these. Nope, move there, please. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to squeeze it in right here. All that matters is that we're within the hearth range. Sure. Building a little weird here, but that's all right. All right, we will let that try to build. Yeah, if we could get enough coal that sacking, and we can look here. So Sacrament of the Flame. There can be nothing more sacred than a flame in a world soaked with rain. For every 200 seconds spent sacrificing goods in the ancient hearth, so it could be anything, hostility is reduced by 25. The bonus is added retroactively. Sacrificing multiple resources at the same time will progress this effect timer faster. Same building effects do not stack, aka you can't build multiple temples. So we can sack coal. We gotta be really careful though. This burns through it very quick, but we may do that at some point if we can get enough coal, which right now we're like treading water on. Some extra coal production from a trade of some sort would be kind of nice. Okay, what is your problem? You don't have the bait that you want? Okay, you can use anything to make that. Okay, we did not get anything. Okay, we could buy some tools, but they're way too expensive. We're okay on wood for the moment. I'm gonna hold off. We could upgrade the road, says Baller. That's actually not a bad idea. We're gonna have so much stone on this map. That's not a bad idea. Okay, we also have our trader here. Incense production could be incredible if we get a building that can do it. Haulers move faster. That's specifically haulers. A smokehouse. That would allow us to produce the incense that we need for our religion. Jerky is a very efficient food. Harpies do like jerky. I don't hate that. It would cost 15 though. I think I'm gonna do it. If we can find a source of insects, we can make the insects into jerky. All right, there's no reason to have you in here unless we're getting the stuff in. So I need to staff this. I guess eeny, miny, mo. Go get that so we can get those, so that we can get the fish. How are we sitting? Okay, we have 93 fish. We're not in a super bad way. Okay, so we're okay at the moment, but that's not going to last forever. I think we're going to pop this one next time we come around. And I did like the idea of upgrading those roads. Let's at least get the kind of the main thoroughfares here. We have so bloody much stone, there's no reason not to. We are not going to run out. Okay, please give me something good. Lost in the Wood. Complete any 2 events marked by empathy. Ugh. We'd have to get an event that has empathy, and we'd have to do it. That's kind of hard. Luxury needs wine. Unlikely that we're going to get wine. Workers assigned to a workplace that matches comfort get +2 resolve. That is pretty good. I guess we're gonna go with this one, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to complete it. Royal Gardens. Have 15 harmony decorations. That's very easy. And we could increase our packs of goods even more. Yeah. That is super easy. What do we need for harmony stuff? So we would need a little bit of wood. Okay, next time we have some spare planks, we'll look at doing that. We need up to 15, or we could find some from various events too. Also, we didn't really look at this. So we could repair the cookhouse. Skewers, biscuits, and porridge. I'm not super needing this second. So I think we're just gonna leave it alone. Here, we could spend 24 fish or some meat and get 15 amber. I feel like we're trading up on that. I will take that. Let's do that. Because we can take that 15 amber and we should be able to turn it into more raw food. Use the camp for the amber? Yeah. Yeah, you can go. What is your problem? Oh, there's something behind it, right? You. I'm not spending all my gears on this. No, we're gonna let that sit for now. Fishing hut is idle. Okay, you're still idle. Are you... We working on this or what here? She's waiting on this to come in. All right, I'm just gonna eat it for the time being. Maybe we pull one guy out of here so we have a builder. He can go around and build up roads for us. Yeah, her hostility is moving. That also makes me think, we don't need people this quickly necessarily. We don't have a second beaver, do we? We have two. All right, other beaver, where are you? Trade you out. I'm gonna put the beaver in charge of the hearth. He makes us burn slower. That'll help us stockpile some coal because we're slowly going down there. We've lost the speed that we had from the beaver efficiency. All right, we are gonna pop this, I think, towards the end of the next storm. We'll go ahead and get that opened. Okay, next time I accept people, we'll staff this. It's not gonna do anything at the moment because we don't have any of the goods for it. And you're still making bricks? You are. You're almost done. Okay, we have one homeless frog. There's no excuse for that. Dump it in here for now. Now, the frogs also have an interesting mechanic where we can upgrade their house. I think we have to pick between two different upgrades, but some of these are pretty good. Increase the tank capacity of each type of rainwater by 50. That could be kind of handy. Okay, people are really sad at the moment. It's because we're running all the way up here. We would like to not be in 3. I would love to sacrifice, but I don't think we can. Maybe we could do some wood. Maybe we could do some coal. I think instead we're just gonna yoink a guy out of here and drop us to 2. Boy, that is so sketch. Man, I picked a really difficult biome to do a stream on this for a game I haven't been playing a lot recently. Okay, we're about halfway through the storm. Let's see what trouble is gonna cause over here. We're probably gonna lose 1 or 2. All right, what do we get? We have okay, here we go. Swamp wheat large. So we need the upgrade to be able to harvest that. Again, the wheat. Okay, we found some copper and coal, and this is a much, a kind of closer position. Okay, a large worm tongue nest. We do have the option to pick that collector right now. I think we're gonna have to pick that one. And then what is our event? A leaking cauldron, an old broken piece of rain punk technology. It's contaminating the soil around it. So we either fix it or burn it down. If we fix it, that is an empathy choice. I don't even remember. Did we pick that one? We did. Okay. So this is kind of important. We really want to do the empathy choice. That is not great options. We could spend most of our wildfire essence. We need these to make new hearths. That feels bad because I generally need at least one extra hearth, and I would not be able to afford that if we do this. $12 tools. You selling them tools again? You're not. I think we're gonna have to. As much as this feels really bad. Oh, we don't even have the second piece of it. My smokehouse can make pottery. My smokehouse. To make pottery, we need to have clay. We have 12 clay. That is not... I don't think that's going to make us enough. Let me go ahead and plump you down anyways. We will want that. 5 boards. Okay, you have that. Four clay makes 5. We needed 30 of them. We don't have enough clay to do that. We could burn it down. We don't have enough of anything there either. Yikes. Probably the best way to do it would be burn wood for a minute and just get the coal. All food production is slower. We're going to get some cogs. Planting crops is faster. Man, I would have so preferred this. Spawn some fields. Okay, we have 7 minutes to make a decision on this. Let's go ahead and build what we can build. We'll see if this resets to something that can help us with that. Yeah. Okay. Also, let's go ahead and grab the trapper. And with our new trapper camp, we can collect these guys. That'll give us some insects, which will let us build those, make those skewers. Yeah. Oh, we just lost our firekeeper. Yeah, that's a no-go. All right, I'm not going to move that guy off, so it's either harpy or frog. I think I'd prefer a harpy. I don't want newcomers coming any faster. It's not going to help us. It's going to come down to the merchant. Yeah, I feel like it. I really don't want to do this. I really hope we can do something else. I can't use the gears, though, because we won't be able to build other vital structures. Come on, queen. Come on. Beavers are industrious and technology minded. They have a unique bond with the forest. Beavers, villagers do not increase hostility. On the right map, that would be incredible, but we are struggling with beavers. Rumors say that we're wealthy. Right, rumors. Newcomers are quicker and bring more goods. Alarm bells. All workers have a 5% higher chance to produce double yields for every 110 corruption. Unusual amount of supplies can be found in glades. We gain 40 meat and 40 grain for every completed dangerous or forbidden glade event. That's not going to be retroactive. I don't like any of these. Let's do a reroll. One who lives in harmony. Okay, so that would reinforce our harmony thing. We could gain barrels for making planks. We're just not going to make enough planks to make that worthwhile. Gain 1 reputation every time we sell goods. The crown is very forgiving as long as the goods keep flowing. Impatience is 30% slower if we finish the trade. None of those are useful. This one is a maybe, but I'm not sure we can do that event. I'm going to spend my last free reroll. Come on, I need something good. No. No. Hidden from the queen. The crown doesn't need to know everything. There's an impatience penalty when villagers leave or die, but impatience will grow 500% faster, starting from drizzle 10. Nah. The people of your settlement survived many hardships, bringing them closer together. Plus 10% villager speed and 1 global resolve. I don't love it, but it's like the one useful one. We'll take it. Okay, let me bring this down just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to do those events, though. We're struggling in our economy here. Wood is the basis of this game. Not having an easy supply of wood is very, very painful. Okay, here. I want you... Oops. I want you to make that pottery and nothing else yet. I guess use the wood. So we can do 3 batches. That gives us 15. 15 is not enough, but maybe we could buy or trade some. All right, we'll make a go of it. Also, you're gonna need a worker. Sure, frog boy, come on in. And I will let him do jerky. Also, we'll put a cap of probably just 20 because only the harpies really like that. Okay, we got to get this started in the next 4 minutes. Fishing hut is idle. Okay, good, good. All right, so we have 2 things. We have a bunch of algae, some herbs, and some fish, and the same. So it doesn't really matter. Eeny, meeny. We'll do that. Nope. Do that, and just the dirt road, I think. Dirt road, please. I don't like that copy thing that I have. Doesn't work if I'm selecting a building. There we go. Just make that a little bit quicker. Also, we need to assign someone here. Sure. Keep clearing it. Okay, I could reroll, but I would have to spend one of our fire essences. I would really prefer not to. We're gonna have a reset here, although I think this slot's dedicated to wood. Okay, and you are 3 minutes away. And man, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck a lot. Yeah, I don't think we can do this one. We're just not gonna have any of these things. Nope. Okay, so we're really focused on this, and it's probably gonna have to be the wildfire essence. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get 30 of these. It's really gonna depend on the merchant. Fuel tool. Okay, he might bring tools. If he had tools, that would be that, but we would still be low on pottery. We'll see. We'll see. New people. Okay, some extra pottery. Sure, that gets us closer. We're also having to just replenish people who are leaving. Okay, I'm not going to do any of those. Okay, let's set an extra here. Okay, an extra beaver there. At least we got the cash to buy stuff. We do have a little bit of cash to buy stuff. Man, what a rough map this time around. Okay, yeah, it really is going to come down to him. All right, let's go back up to double speed here. Okay, we have barely a minute. Are you going to make it in time? Yeah, but barely. Okay. Okay, this one is dedicated, it looks to be wood. We are going to get some resets here, so we'll get at least one more look at stuff before we have to decide. Okay, he's making the pottery such that it is. He's used up all of our clay. And we can get clay by gathering the reeds. That's not gonna. We're not gonna be able to do it in time for this current thing, but we will set that up for future use. We also, hold on, we also have a crate. If I smash you open, we could get 25 barrels. Wait a minute. 30. You've got to be kidding me. They keep throwing me a lifeline, but then it's like 1 inch too short. So we could smash this open if we can find five barrels somewhere else. We don't have any more crates. That wasn't a crate. Yeah, it's not going to help. All right, 25 seconds. All right, give me a couple workers here. 11 seconds. What's the penalty? If this ticks over, all food... Oh, that's just currently. Their tick over is a toxic substance of unknown origin destroys all planted crops. That's not the worst. Food tastes terrible due to contamination of the leaking cauldron. -8 global resolve. So pretty dang nasty. All right, come on, buddy. I need just a couple. I need a container, a barrel, or pottery. It doesn't matter. Pottery. Okay. He did not bring tools though, so we would have to use our wildfire essence. Okay, so pottery. We need 15 pottery, and we use our wildfire essence, or we could buy 20 pipes. I doubt he has 20 pipes. He has 20 pipes. What is the chances that we can afford this, though? This is what we would need to solve that event. Pipes are stupid expensive, although we can do it. It's all of our money. Remember, we're getting a little bit of amber from our wood cutting. I think we have to go for it. I would much rather do that than spend all of our wildfire essence. I'm gonna need to drop at least one more hearth, and I won't be able to afford it if we do that. Yeah. And I'm just looking over here. We could sell some fabric. Hang on, let's bring this down. We can make plenty more fabric. We're getting reeds and stuff right now. That's kind of a gimme. And same with bricks. We can produce unlimited bricks. That lowers our cost here a little bit. Okay, that leaves us with a little bit. Yeah, sell the bricks. Yeah, I agree. Bricks and fabric on this map are not bad. That feels pretty good. Is there anything else we would want to buy? I mean, we could just straight up buy some planks. It's probably cheaper to buy these than it is to buy the wood and turn them into planks. Alternatively, what do we have? Woodcutter production 15% means more coal and more amber. Stone, that's true too. We do have unlimited stoneworks. Let's zero that out again. How much stone would that take? Not even that much. I'm so used to being so penny pinching with my stone. In fact, we may as well not brick it then. We may as well just pay it in raw resources. That is still so much stone. I don't even think I would use my cloth. Good call on the stone. How weird. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I could even sell more of this. Give me 10 amber. Give me an additional 5. Now watch, we get an event that's like all the stone on the map melts. Deal. And I'm also gonna buy the reinforced axes. Workers assigned to glades can carry 5 more items. That is pretty good. I don't think it's worth 11 though. This dude, old Farluff just saved our asses. What an absolute unit that man is. Okay, let's get ourselves a little road here. Just speed this up. 30 pipes is, I can't believe I'm spending 30 pipes on that. I've never spent 30 pipes in my life. And 2 froggy boys. Go do it. I need to go find somebody and free up 1 worker so that we can build that road. I do kind of want that. All right, we don't need 2 of you in here. I do want that road built because that'll just speed up them working. Okay, we got our butt saved by Farloff. That was incredible. All right, you're not currently doing anything. Let's pull you out of here. Do we have... Hang on. Do we have a recipe for building goods? We only have the makeshift post. We could do this, and we could do like bricks. We have like unlimited brickworks. I want some trade goods. We don't have an available recipe. Man, we need to get some points. What else could we do? Okay, we could collect some storm water. We need 5 building materials, and that would finish another one. More building materials and clearance. Okay, I'm seeing a pattern here. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a rain collector. Now, these only need to be near the hearth for breaks, so we'll just dump it in there. And as much as I kind of hate it, I guess we're going to need to use a small post to make some stacks. Very inefficient, but it is what it is. You need to get a clothier blueprint, coats for the harpies and beavers, turn all the spare stones. Yep. Great minds think alike. Remember, fish scales being used to make copper. I don't remember. They've done a few recipe changes. If we go here, can I do it this way? No. Just trying to figure out where I can see that. I do remember that too. They were useful for various things. That's where they come from. At the moment, we don't have a use for them, is all I can say. I remember them making copper too, though. I don't think you're wrong about that, but I can't... Hey, hold on. We can go... Encyclopedia... No. Where's the actual encyclopedia? Encyclopedia. Okay, we can't just look up scale. What if we look up... Copper? No. Okay, that's where it's produced. What about in a smelter? Okay, a smelter can use fish scales. Yeah, so we could... Okay, so we can make our copper via fish scales, which is fine. We also do have some copper on the map. But we need to get a building that has the recipe. So, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I think fish scales... I want to say you can make boots out of them, too. I don't know why I think that, but... that tickles some memory. Okay, Queen's Envoy. Guild House, and that probably not. Okay, we can make jerky. Have 12 harpies. We only need 5 more. They want us to deliver this. There's no chance we're gonna find those. All right, we'll take the harpy one. This is very doable. We need to get some of these done. When we turn in an order, we will lower the Queen's impatience too. Okay, we are getting those. Let's also get me a road right here. All right, this, I want to get a mine in here. Let me swing my camera. Okay, so I need to get that out of the way. Would you come over here and clean this up? We're going to drop a mine. Not only is it copper ore, but I really actually need the coal to burn. I'm very concerned our fire is going to go out. We have no coal and we have 29 wood. All right, you ready to fleece me? 100 wood for 11. I don't really have that much of a choice. We'll do it. I got to make sure we have stuff to burn. Fire goes out, everyone dies. I think if we click the leaf in the recipe. Leaf in the recipe. On which screen? All right, we'd like frogs to work there. Man, we are so worker starved at the moment. I don't really want to stop you. I don't want to stop you. Yeah, I guess we pull a couple off of here. Okay, now you. I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that. We're gonna use bricks. Bricks or cloth. I'm just gonna let, I hate that, but we gotta build something. And I only want like 6 of these max. Turn in those various missions at least. If we had a more efficient recipe, I'd build them to sell. The full screen list. Okay, let's... Are you talking when I was in the encyclopedia? Or were you talking on this one? Oh, here we go. Yeah, there you go. So that gets us scales. That's an ingredient. Okay, so at our smokehouse, we could use scales to make incense. Okay, I mean, this is a way that works. This UI is pretty good. It's me not remembering how to use it. Okay, so we actually could do that. We also do have some herbs also. Herbs might be used in cooking. I think I would rather do scales. Okay, so I would prefer you do jerky first. If you're done with jerky, then I want you to do the pottery. And let's limit that to 30. And then also 30 for incense. And again, you can do either one, I guess. Okay, cool. All right, well, at least the harpies have some good food. That's helping a little bit. They're using in the crude workstation. Oh, yep. Thank you. No. Make sure he didn't grab any. Okay, he didn't grab any. We don't have any for him to steal. All right, we are making some. Building a single beaver house. That's actually true. We only have 2 beavers. Fair. All right. The beaver constituency. I gotcha. Yeah, getting them out of these podunk houses is really good. In fact, let's move these with the eye of keeping a little better eye on that. I don't normally build normal shelters anymore, so it's unusual for me to even have those. Yeah, everyone's sad. Okay, so... Can we get away with burning? I would really like to do some sacrificing with the eye of this. 40 wood per minute. I could buy a bunch of planks here. I think we're gonna go ahead and do it. I wouldn't do this unless it was gonna A, drop us down, and B, it's gonna work on this trait. These guys, I don't believe these have a cost. Can be moved for free. These guys can be moved for free. Part of that might also just be the difficulty you're playing on. That might be one of the ones that changes based on difficulty. We're just on Viceroy, which apparently was the right choice for me tonight. I'm glad I didn't try to prestige. Okay, you are still getting that. Minute left. Okay, this is gonna give us some fertile soil. Let's make sure you're out of the way. I don't know. I don't think that would block it, but let's not chance it either. With that fertile soil, maybe we could pick up a farm or something. We also have this, which is going to need a mine. Let's wait until we get this popped. Okay, I do have 2 free workers. Let's have them go break this open. I will just take our free stuff. Well, I would actually prefer to do this if we could get some tools. We might actually be able to get tools. Let's just wait. There's no hurry. We also have a geyser that could be interesting. Okay, end of the bad season. I did have this turn off our sacrifice at the end of season. We have clearing glades. We finished 2 glade events, and we have some building materials to turn in. Give me some jerky, some people. That also unlocks a new blueprint for us. We also have our new cornerstone. Shahilda's secret cookbook. Gain 10 jerky every time we make a pie. If only it was the other way. Gain a villager every time we get a new glade. We could get 3 roots per minute. I think that's going to be it. That's a little bit of food, and we can use the roots to turn into various things. Or we could boost global resolve by 1 for every 3 levels of standing with other settlements. Not happening. We'll take a root delivery. Hey, here we go. I cannot believe we solved that event. I'm still in shock that we were able to do that. Boom. Yeah. We're not going to do that yet. Get out of there. Okay, well, that sucked. That's not very good placement. But usable. Usable. Okay. Mine. Like that. Like that. Alright, what do we got? No to the cookhouse. No to the workshop. Okay, tools. We don't have a way to make bars. So that's not going to be very useful. We could make crystallized dew, but we don't really want to do it that way. We want to use up copper because we have the scales. This would be so good, though. We're going to need some pipes. We're going to want tools. Do we take the greedy pick and just sit on Smithy? Or do we re-roll and look for bars? Bars don't do anything on their own. Trade goods could be handy too. Smithy feels like a good pick. We just have to pray that we can make bars somehow. 1 vote for Smithy, 1 vote for free re-roll. I think I'm going to take the Smithy. We have another one here that we can finish well, 2 more that'll finish relatively easy. Hopefully we'll be able to make use of that. Also the harpies too. If we could get 3 more harpies. Can I get a harpy up in this? Alright, I'm not gonna bother building you. Well, might be able to make trade goods. Sure, why not? You're not really that important of a building to me. I'll dump it over here. Normally I like to keep all my production right in front of my warehouse near the break place. I didn't want to open all these little things for a bunch of extra hostility, so we're kind of crammed in here funky. All right, we have some extra people. Let's finally assign some workers here. All right, this is on. Okay, we're halfway to the first reduction. It's something. And have we produced any incense? We haven't yet. All right, let's put some extra workers in here. All right, that's going to help an absolute ton, at least with the frogs, having a little bit of services. Planks. God, buying those feels like I should do it. We're also low on food. Maybe just wood to keep the fires burning. We're also producing things out of raw wood too. Yeah, let's get the wood. We have 12 amber left. Okay, I think I'd also... Okay. Beaver. Frog. Get that working. Okay, more people. We need 3 harpies. That's a 1. Some random leather. I don't know what I'd do with 36 leather. We can at least make cloth out of the reeds. We could burn the coal. All right, I'll take it. All right. We don't really have much down here. I might pop this. I'm so worried we're not going to be able to do the event, but I kind of want to build another hearth. I don't like going above 20 pop because we can't get any bonus for it. I'd prefer to move those people to another hearth and then shorten our walking distance. We could put it near the farm. So like in this area. If you hold shift while assigning people to fill all the slots. Oh, good tip. You guys just don't like it when I enjoy clicking buttons, I can tell. Everyone wants me to be really efficient at that. But that is a good tip. All right, let's throw another frog into this too. Light as a feather. Yeah, we're getting the extra hauling. Okay, not really that much. How close are you to finishing this? Oh, very close. Okay, so we're gonna get a bunch of algae. It's fine. Okay, you're done building those. Go ahead and hop out of there. That was not a frog pun. Okay, I think next stormy season I'm gonna open this up. I normally don't like opening this many, but I feel like we're kind of like scrunched a little bit on resources on this map. What are you missing? Bricks? Excuse me? Okay. Get back to work? I don't know what to tell you. We still don't have a better recipe, right? No. Fine. Okay, we're getting the water, we're getting the clearance. We should have enough clearance to turn this one in. There we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn that in. Okay, that one. Come on. Come on. Ouch. Okay, getting these could be really good, but I feel like getting some metal production means we could make tools, and we can use tools to get more points. If I was gonna pick one of these, I need something for harpies, so either treatment or education. Education would be better. Regular baths are kind of nice. Leisure and luxury. No. All right, I'm gonna use my free reroll here. Oh, we have education? Oh, you're right. We do have education. I just don't have the scrolls. Okay, then that's not nearly so bad. Everyone will have at least one service. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Let's re-roll this. No whammy. Hey, we could make our own scrolls. We could make efficient planks. We're gonna make the bare minimum of planks. I don't think so. Better bricks, better pottery. Useful. Scrolls and coats. Scrolls and coats would be pretty good. Coats would make our beavers and harpies very happy. They love having those. And we have unlimited cloth if we want to make it. The scrolls also would turn on education. Or we could get the herb garden. Herb garden would be fine. You can't directly eat herbs, though. And roots are not very good. So we would grow them slowly. I think artisan's the pick here. I think that's a pretty good pick. Barrels, not so much, but everything else there is pretty good. Okay. Pretty happy with that pickup. So, my cloth makers, let's up that to 30. I'm gonna let her stockpile a little more. We're gonna rip through those. Okay, oh, we don't have any dye. Okay, so we still need some dye, or we need some resin. No barrels. I would prefer not to use our wood here. Use that first, and then you can use those. Again, we need dye. Okay, so we're gonna need a source of dye before this building really turns on. Ripperoni on that. We could buy some resin if we had a bit more money. I wish I could sell things to the black market. Okay, what do you got, buddy? He does not want stones. Zorg's like, I know what you did to the last guy. All right, so we have a little bit of amber, probably not much. +2 to pottery production, that'd be fine. Woodcutters move faster would be good. I think we just grab that, in all honesty. Not really the guy we need at the moment. Yeah, let's just continue to buff our woodcutters. That's always a good investment. Okay, also I got a lot of free people. Let's make sure, yeah, our woodcutters are cutting rocks. All right, do it. Artisans where it's at? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I feel a little bad. I kind of meant to pick an easy map to show off the game, and I picked something really hard. Like, I'm having to, like, sweat it out here. All right, we don't have anything that we can make tools with yet, or pipes. Okay, we can use pottery to make packs of trade goods. I'm not going to turn any of this on right now, but that's an option. Okay, so we need dye and we need copper bars. Those are the two like major finds for us at the moment. A little bit more stormwater and we can turn that one in. That'll give us another recipe. 2 more harpies will give us another one. If we get an empathy decision here, that'll give us another one. So we're clicking along somewhat. We also have some building materials. We could look at upgrading a frog house. Increase tank capacity of every rainwater by 50. Or we could house more. We can build unlimited frog houses. I don't think that's bad. Do we have flour? No, we don't. Let's put some rainwater storage in here. Frogs are natural architects. They're said to have designed most of Smoldering City. Building materials are produced 3% faster for every villager living in a house with this upgrade. Or villagers living in this house receive an additional 2 resolve. Take the resolve. Okay, don't use stormwater though. Can I do that without stormwater? Yes, I could use drizzle water. Sure. All right. We may have a path of making frogs really, really happy and using them to win. Although frogs are generally considered greedy. Oh, poor guys. Me too. They can sometimes be generous. At the start, me too. At the start of the drizzle season, gain 1 pack of building materials for every villager living in a house with this upgrade. I mean, that's kind of cool. Atrium. Frogs are a very tight-knit community, highly value their social status. Each newcomer group has 1 additional villager for every 2 villagers with this upgrade. Okay, I think we stop there for the time being, although the free good one is actually not terrible, but we don't have any building supplies. Let's turn that off. Let's only use bricks. You guys are making bricks? Yes. I will go ahead and make a few of those. Hey, Ruman, your Shadow Empire goes well. You have to suffer somewhere. Rue, did you watch Terra Invicta yesterday? I think I got my pain stream out of the way for a while. That was very painful. And sad. Very sad and painful. It felt like we were playing like Pelagia. That's how sad and painful it was. Okay, no nodes. Okay, you. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the upgrade, so I can't harvest that. So I'm gonna dump this out of the way. Okay, people are exceptionally unhappy because I have some extra housing that wasn't done. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Okay. We are gonna need another harpy house. I'm gonna end up having to move these, but whatever. And I guess let's just plunk these down. And we'll move those to the new hearth in a minute. All right, what's the last order, Queen? Okay, the raincoats are easy. The oil is not. The jerky is easy. The biscuits are not. We would basically need to buy 30 oil. But we can produce coats, kind of, sort of, almost. I'm going to take that one. All right, those are all of our missions. This one's very doable. We will get this done, hopefully this storm. And then this might be doable when we pop open this. Hopefully we have an empathy that we can do. This one is just pricey, but we can do it. That's 3 points. Nah, gonna need some more. This one's doable. We just need 2 more harpies if they all don't leave. Man the mines? Yeah. Okay, they don't mind being in the mines. Let's actually put the harpies where they're going to be happy and see if we can cut off a little bit of that pain. I'm going to pull them out of there because they can't actually build anything. I'm just putting them in there to be happy. All right, go. How are we sitting on fuel? Not great, but I will go ahead and sacrifice. Takes us down a little bit more. I'm not gonna be able to. Could I do 2? It doesn't take us down any lower. All right, just the 1. We will get some hostility lowering once we hit the time on that. We can't afford anything here. Man, we are in the danger zone. You know what? Also, let's get into our food. Nobody should be eating raw insects. We can turn that into jerky. And even if jerky's not your favorite, it's more efficient to eat the jerky because we make 10 jerky out of 4 insects. Is that coal's more efficient? We didn't have any. We're out of coal. I agree. It is more efficient. We are struggle busting at the moment. No gathering nodes. Okay, we have picked. Oh, actually, you can still work. There were more reeds over here. Okay. Look at my tea going. I've been tealess this whole time. That's part of the problem. Okay, man. I was just wondering, I'm like, man, I'm dying of thirst. Why am I so thirsty? Well, because I haven't even opened my tea yet. And we're already to the point that we probably should have tea break. Okay, we have no spares at the moment, but you guys are not actually working. Come out of there. Harvester camp has 1. Okay, you lost 2. Small storage facility. Yeah, we might even build a second hearth, but my problem is that would double our fuel consumption. So maybe we do just get the small warehouse. This would also be good if we do decide to farm. We could have the main farm building right here. Yeah, let's just do the warehouse. What am I missing for you? Nothing, we're good. Okay, let's turn in that water. Let's also open up this. We're really hoping for an empathy event, and ideally one that we can actually do. Maybe. If I was gonna build it, they can't overlap, so I would need to get those boxes out of the way, or like in here somewhere. Yeah, we could fit it somewhere in here. Okay, 1 more harpy would be good. We could finish that up. Okay, calming the forest. Minus 40 hostility for every empathy, and we're kind of committed to finding at least 1 more. That'd be minus 80. 2 insects when we cut down trees during the storm, maybe. 3 burnt blight rots. We're not really doing that. Parts can be produced at a smithy. Very cool, but probably not relevant. All right, we'll take calming the forest. We are praying for an empathy event in here. All right, don't know if you have an empathy event. All right, this is extra insects, as is that. That's all doable. Extra crate if we can get some tool production. All right, you do not look like you have empathy. Blood flower, a deadly carrion organism that feeds on decaying matter. It spreads throughout contaminated rainwater and multiplies with time, becoming more and more dangerous. Blood flowers are the source of extremely rare resources. So we're gonna get that stuff when we do it. Unfortunately, cooked and raw food in your warehouse will disappear 2 items every 6 seconds. We are gonna have a bad day today. All right, go do it. We have no choice. Rip-a-roni. All right. I need copper bars. Okay, we could take furnace. That would maybe let us build pies, make pies, but we don't have flour production. Oil is one of our turn-ins. That does give us flour. Also would give us paste. We have people who would like to eat paste, but I think we can't say no to the copper bars. I don't think we can say no to that. So, smelter. Whop on in here. Alright, you guys are really making a lot of that. I guess that's fine. Okay, so copper makes, well, copper ore makes copper. Copper ore, then we build tools. The tools will let us open up both of these chests. That's 1.5 VPs. Most of the way to the next one. We need to get some resolve. We need people to be happy so that we can actually gain... What's your hold up here, man? Okay. Both of you pop out of there and go build some houses. We need people to be happy so that we're getting resolve, because we're not going to win this via just pure points. Yeah, I think we are going to need a second hearth over here. Are we actually getting anywhere? Okay, we are getting some coal, finally. We're also almost out of wood, too. Yikes. 140 for 18 at the moment. Right, we got to make sure we keep cutting. Never stop. Never ever stop. Because that's where we're getting our amber from. All right, well, at least we're gonna get it before anything else happens, but rip our food. My beautiful, beautiful food just getting absolutely massacred. We can't make jerky out of fish. That's not right. You can make fish jerky. I call shenanigans on that one. All right, come on. Faster we get this done, the faster my food stops disappearing. All right, goodbye. All right, just in time, we finished that off. We'll just clean up these little ones quick. All right, give us a road. All right, we are seeing a lot of back and forth over here. Let's upgrade those paved roads too. We have just so bloody much stone, there's no reason not to. And you know what? We will be sending people up that way a lot. And you know what? We're sending people this way a lot. I have literally probably just made more stone roads in this game than I think I have the entirety of my playthroughs before. There you go. That's a lot of stone roads. Okay, that also gave us a few of the other bars. Do we have anybody free? Okay, I really would like these to be beavers. All right, sorry, beaver. I know you like doing that, but I need you to come over here. And first we're gonna smithy. Tools. It's more efficient to make them out of planks. And just go to town. Good luck. All right, I'm gonna pull him out of there. Get those built really quick. Fishing hut is idle. Okay, we'll move you up to the next one. Good investment on the upgraded fishing hut, I do have to say. All right, our trader. All right, we're not gonna do anything with ancient tablets, so we can just straight up sell that. That's worth 8. That's not bad. Nothing else here is something I really would like to sell. Old manuscript detailing long forgotten burning rites. Fuel consumption is decreased by 25%. That would be pretty handy. Emergency rations. Active ability that removes 1 stack of hunger. Could be useful. Brine works. We could grow salt and insects at that fertile land. Okay, I need to get... That gives me 13. We could just be friends with harpies. Get some pipes. Yeah, we need to get some rainwater stuff going too. The efficiency that you gain from that's super duper good. I think I'm gonna go for the fire keeping techniques. We're struggling on fuel even with the coal. So I need one more amber. So one more. That's 14, and we will do it via... Okay, we're ever so slightly ahead. Give me some... Doesn't really matter. One clay. Trade. Buy. All right, that will help a ton. We were kind of treading water on the fuel. Now we should be able to get ahead. All right, boys, make me those tools. Okay, yeah, ooh, hostility 5. All right, I'm gonna partially get rid of that via pulling people off. We'll just not cut as much during this. Man, we are still pissed. Okay, so hostility from the forest, looming darkness, and frustrated. Yeah. Me too, buddy. Me too. Okay, we have no homeless people. Lowering some more hostility might be possible. We're not going to be able to burn 20 coal a minute. We just don't have enough. And we've spent on that, yeah. Okay, we're just gonna have to eat it. We do have that really bad effect where this map is giving us double hostility, but when people leave or die, it lowers our hostility, so we're just gonna have to eat it. As long as we don't have too much Queen's Impatience. 20 a minute isn't that much? Yes, but dude, I have 20 coal. I literally have 20 coal, and I have 1 wood. I just can't. We're digging as fast as we can. I cannot impress upon you how not fueled we are at the moment. Yeah, I'm only running 2 woodcutters at the moment. That is not very viable either. All right, you guys get back in there. Let's actually move this closer to the warehouse. There you go. Okay, people. We still need 2 harpies. Okay, this would finish up a thing. I'm gonna just grab that. That will let us turn that in. Okay, we could have grain delivered. Book of water. For every 30 veins mined, rainwater production, double yield. We're gonna take the grain delivery. That's a no-brainer, I think. All right. We could turn off the copper production. I guess we could do that for now. We're probably also gonna need an upgrade here. 15 planks and we have 0. Yeah. Okay, that's a to-do. That's a to-do. Where are we at tool-wise? We have 8. Come on, boys. Hurry it up. Hurry it up, boys. Okay, I do think that this area is gonna stay important enough if we could get a farm. All right, we also could work on the decorating here. Some of this is like super cheap if I can fit it somewhere. So that and that and that. And then I just need 4 harmony. We also have that mission to get some more harmony. These are a little expensive though. So fire shrines, 1, 2, I don't know, 3, 4. There you go. We need... Okay, we're out of wood completely, so putting somebody in here is not going to change it. We need amber. We have 4. Okay, there's no help in that at the moment. All right, let's harpies in here. I'm looking for areas where I think it's going to be better over here. Just areas where I can be as efficient as possible bringing those resources in. Okay. Still waiting on that. We're fishing, getting the jerky. Man, that jerky is literally our lifeline. That's like all we're eating at the moment. Speaking of jerky, man, the price of jerky these days is ridiculous. I had to go grocery shopping today. I was gonna buy some, and then I looked at the price. I was like, think I'm made of gold? That gold-plated beef jerky? Love beef jerky. Literally never can convince myself to buy it because I feel like I'm getting ripped off. Okay. Good. We were able to do the harpy one. What is your problem? We don't have any wood or planks. Okay. Pop out of here because that's not going to change anytime soon. Not going to change anytime soon. Yeah, none of that's going to change at the moment. Okay. Then take over that and be efficient. Come on, boys, get me some amber. Man, if only that had been a harmony event in here. That would be so helpful. We might be looking for another danger to open up. Do we have one? That's a... Okay, this could work. I do not like opening these because we're just making our danger even higher and higher. But, on the other hand, that would finish us off another point. I just queued those up wing solution, but we don't have any boards to make them. I also probably need somebody back in here. Probably two somebodies. 9 amber currently. We need wood. We can't make anything without some wood. All right, you. No more incense for the time being. Or if you make it, you can only use coal. I guess that's fine. We are using that. That is giving us a service. They are claiming that they're getting education. I don't know if I believe that. We don't have any scrolls. Where did we end up on this? 10. Okay. Yeah, we have to have some wood. The price makes you wonder if it's from Kobe filet mignon. Yeah, seriously. I think I'm 2 minutes behind. You can hit live in the bottom left, kind of by your play button, and that should take you back to current if you got off. Yeah, we are really waiting for this. There's not much else I can say about that. All right, please buy something from me. Okay, we could sell off our building materials. I think we're gonna have to. Yeah, so try to sell that. I think we're gonna try to just buy planks more than anything else. Sewing techniques is very powerful, but we can't sew until we can get dye. You can choose one blueprint to unlock. That's 48 though. We're not gonna be able to afford that. Good, but I don't think that's gonna matter. Okay, give me as many of these as I can. And we have a smidgen left over. I guess that's fine. Okay, trade. All right, but annoyingly, since I just went and did it, now give me my beavers back into the smithy. That wood is gonna go so fast. A better way to make building materials would also be good. I think I'm gonna up this. I'm gonna go up to like 10. Yeah. The bricks are about what we can afford. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. It was good having you here. We got to get this map done. It's only going to get worse and worse because the hostility goes up over time. So things will not get better. They will only get worse. Empathy is totally doable. This would be 11 more boards to do that. Maybe we could do it. Oh, my woodcutter left. No, Jimmy. Jimmy, no. a harpy harvester left. All right, that's you. We're also running out of easy places to mine. All right, I think I'm just gonna have to commit to this. We're gonna open this. I'm really, really hoping that we get an empathy. Oh, did I move the other one? Yep, move. All right, we're already so bloody hostile. It's not gonna change much. Mine out of ore. Let's see. We're out of coal. Again, boards. Oh, no. Okay, bricks would work too. Okay, we'll come back to that, but there's no reason. I'll leave like one dude in there to work on the copper, but there's no reason to have that many people in there. What did we need for you? If we fixed you, what do you do? Salt veins? I don't think salt veins do it for me. Oh, and you're empty now. And there's nothing for you to pick up. So move over here, take her out. Man, I am sweating. I am sweating this one. This is rough. All right, go ahead and stone road that, I suppose. You just spent half an hour breaking into your own place because you locked yourself out. Fair, Eric. Fair. What'd you miss? More pain. More pain. All right, come on. Give me something good. Okay, dude, we're not going to produce pies. 3 packs of provisions for every villager. We are rotating people through pretty quick. That could add up. You know what? 40 meat every time someone dies or leaves. I think we're going to take that one. Hello, Dakota. Love your content on Dom 6. It's hard to find anyone who's as reliable as you when it comes to nation breakdowns and tier lists. Thank you. Well, you're very welcome, man. I'm really glad you enjoyed that. It was a over 2-year project, basically, to get that done. I made a little bit of a break from Dominions, but we're going to come back to it and do some other stuff. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing it. It's very rare that you can do something for like 2 years and not feel burned out, you know, especially something that's, you know, not my job or anything. So yeah, I quite enjoyed that. It was nice to have just a reliable, I knew exactly what I was producing every single week thing. Don't have to worry about making content decisions, which is kind of nice. We also, if we had some oil, we could turn that one in. So maybe we should look at buying that. 22 planks. Get in here. Get in here. All right, what do we got? Okay, some more fertile soil. We really could use a farm of some sort. Another smithy. Okay, well, that's not gonna be helpful. If we had wood, we could take it apart. That's kind of funny. Okay. Some copper and some coal. Here's our danger event. For Forsaken Crypt. We do have an empathy choice. Okay, we could do this via incense. Incense and amber, I suppose. All right, we have 7 minutes to get started on this. We need a bunch of incense. What's the holdup? What's the holdup on incense? We have plenty of fish scales. We didn't have any wood. Okay, you're gonna have to use coal to do it. I'm gonna have to up the maximum so we can actually get it. All right. Get to work, boys. We want to see that incense. All right, what is your holdup? We're at 12. We're out of bars. Okay, pop out of there. Okay, again, we're gonna have to use coal. And I don't, well, go ahead and just use the copper. Oh, you do not have specialization here. Okay, that makes me sad. Okay, don't make training materials. Don't bother trying to make pies. They'll haul stuff here, so I just don't want them to bring the things that they can't use. Oh, they're bringing 30 coal over here. Do you guys really have to bring 30 coal over here? Ugh. Okay, we trapped everything from there. Let's move to the big ones. All right, need a little road there. Try to keep that efficient. All right, we do have another box. So again, if we can get the tools. All right, we're making all kinds of crazy amounts. Now, let's switch to for a harpy and let's put one of you, because you are good at this. I'll do the same, I think, with this guy. Yeah, what are we up to? 12. All right, we can almost open crates. Mine isn't producing. Did they finish the copper? Why is that? Idling. Oh, because I unscooked it. Yeah, I'm gonna let him finish that off. We can use it. Do we have the bricks? We also, with the upgrade, we do. Upgrade. All right, that brings me coal back. All right, coal's back on the menu, boys. I feel like we are on such a knife's edge here. I apparently really picked the wrong map for tonight's stream. I thought this was going to be super chill, not Babel sweats it out for a long stream. All right, get that road in there. All right, we are going to do this. Do I have people available? I do. Let's just assign you. I want them to start hauling what they can. And then let's... What is your job? Okay. The incense is coming. The pony upgrade doesn't... Oh, did I pick the wrong one? Oh, I see what you're saying. I guess either one works. I was figuring just more, but I guess we could open a different mine if we had to. Okay, come on, empathy. Love us some empathy. Yeah, Harpy's there doing her burn. All right, you guys... What's the deal here? All right, do turn that on. I am gonna put a limit on this so it doesn't go too crazy, just in case I'm not paying attention. We'll do like 20. I do want to keep a few of those. We only have like one more fish thing to do. In fact, what are you even gonna give me? Yeah, skills are there too. Okay, trader is here. Hey, buddy. Hello. What do you got? Okay. We could do an immediate turn-in if we could afford 30 oil. That very expensive to get oil, but can we do it? We can. Okay. That's an immediate turn-in for a point. I don't really want to buy tools. Tools are very expensive. All right. I want to sell off the rest of those. I guess we could sell bricks, but I'd rather turn them into building materials. All right, that gets me 3 extra amber. And then I don't know, eeny, mo. All right, do it. And before we can lose it, I'm gonna immediately turn that in. Okay, what do we need? Dye. If we had dye, we could make coats. Coats would make people very happy. We have gotten like no resolve. So we have a lot of easy points if we could just make people happy for a minute. So dye. Dye is really, 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 really needed. Okay, no dye. Okay, boots. Boots are pretty good too. And building materials and dye. I think the cobbler's our answer here. We already can make coats. This is a better recipe, but I wouldn't use water skins, and I could get the building materials at the same here. Paste is another one. We have 2 people who would like to eat paste, but making wine and biscuits is nigh impossible. It's cobbler. It's the elves. All right. What is with this place I've built? This is such a rat's nest. It's such a rat's nest. All right, plop it in there. Thank you, Zorg. Very appreciated. All right, we have 11 amber and I cannot afford more wood. That makes me sad. All right, that also means no more of this once you're done. We're gonna do it over here. Well, you have become a rather important place. Okay, we're not gonna use that. We're only gonna use bricks. Now we only need 4 of those. I'm gonna make like 20. Let's see, I want dye to be first. 30 dye. Normally I would make this out of coal, but we are struggling with that. This also makes iron, or makes metal, so I think weirdly we're gonna use insects to make our dye, which is a very realistic thing. All right, and boot second, and then building materials if you get there. All right, and harpies are actually gonna love their lives here. Do it. All right, less of you. We're gonna slow our roll here. Just leave the 1 to do it. All right, also I see... Oh, 7, oh my god. All right, I see we have enough tools that we can do an open. We have 20 tools, do it. Okay, that's also gonna give us some amber. The amber lets us buy wood. The wood lets us make planks. The planks allow us to do some more harmony. That's another turn in. So that's 2 more points. So that takes us to here. We still have that much to go. I think we're gonna impatience out. When I get these turn-ins, it will lower impatience. So that's something. I don't think we're gonna make this one. I have regrets, builders. I have regrets. Oh my goodness. Do remember every time somebody is leaving, we are getting a permanent hostility reduction. Yeah, look how much we've already dropped. I kind of regret not taking cannibal. Things that video games make you say. Oh my goodness, yeah, we are just getting shreked here. Oh, and we're gonna lose in 24 seconds if we can't get something to turn in. You're gonna give me 75. I'm pretty sure we have just lost. When people leave, it raises the queen's impatience. Rip. Rip. Babel picked a very bad map to do that on. I should have picked something with regular wood. I didn't compute that that was not the case. So we still gained some points. So we got some food and some artifacts. That's our meta currency. Back on the world map. So yeah, that's Against the Storm. It's not as hard as that map made it look. If we were playing on something like Royal Woodlands or even Bamboo Flat, I just picked a very difficult rocky ravine. I was not prepared for that in the slightest. Next time, I would have concentrated on the frogs, like 100%, because we could get the frogs their houses really easy, and then we could upgrade their houses using only stone. And I think I would have gone that route. I would have tried to get an early brick, a better early brick, and an early better building materials recipe, and I would have done the frogs in there. We were close though. If we could have just gotten a little bit of resolve rolling, we had so many points of harpy resolve just unclaimed. They're so easy once you get them happy to gain a whole bunch of easy points. So that's all right. For a rusty playthrough, I think that was at least interesting, if nothing else. Okay, well, this was just a one-off palette cleanser for the most part. I do really enjoy Against the Storm. I like the challenge of it. I like the meta progression. I like that the maps end. So I got put out of my misery, if nothing else, because if we had been able to waddle through that, we probably could have spent another 2 hours to actually win that map. So it is what it is. That's okay. Double losses for Babel, though. Ouch. We're on a losing streak here. Maybe I'm saving up some karma for infield polls on Wednesday. Speaking of which, so Wednesday we'll be back. Infield apparently comes out 5 o'clock my time on Wednesday evening. So my plan is that is going to be the stream. If there's something crazy and the servers are down, or I did the time zone conversion, we'll probably either do some backpack battles, or maybe we'll do another Against the Storm as just kind of a filler thing that I don't want to start another series while we're going to be doing stuff. And We're going to go through Innsfield. We're going to hit Innsfield pretty hard for a couple days. I want to get through the main story on camera, and because it's a gacha, I kind of need to progress in a quick manner. And then once we're through the bulk of that, and I'm not on a quick timer, then our next big one is Minas on, I think that's February 5th. So I'm not sure what we'll do. This just depends on where Infield ends up, or that I don't want to start another big series because I want to hit Minas really, really hard. If you haven't looked at Minas, I have some on the channel. It's from the makers of Battle Brothers. It's like a you play as a Marine Corps that gets separated, and there's really hard battles. It looks very interesting. So it's like one of my next like anticipated games for the entire year. So I'm pretty psyched for that. So 2 big titles coming out here in pretty rapid succession. All right, well, as always, if you enjoyed the pain, don't forget to leave a like on the video. It helps me a ton. If you're not subscribed, I hope I've earned your subscription today. If you want to go above and beyond, you can always leave a super chat here, a super thanks on a video or a VOD. You can become a member here on YouTube, or check out the Patreon that's linked in the channel info. There's also a Discord there. You're welcome to join, everybody. If you are a YouTube member, you can link your accounts and get into a special channel where you can download things like the Turn Zero Shadow Empire maps, the island maps from Dominions, some of the blueprints from other games, and more we'll just go into that as we play games that have other things I can share out. Either way, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully I wasn't too bumbly for everybody. Good to see you, Baller. It's been a while, and a few other new faces, Dakota and others. Welcome. I hope you come on back in. All right, a little bit of a short stream tonight, but that's okay. I will rest up and work on other projects. All right, guys, have a great week. I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys on Wednesday. You can come in and probably watch my pain when we do some polls and I get absolute garbage. That usually is my lot in life. Luckily, I don't think there's an ice wimp in this one, so I won't get star railed like I did in Star Rail. So we have that going for us. All right, I'm gonna play us out with an ad. If you want to hang out for a second and catch that, cool. Otherwise, I'll see you on Wednesday, builders. Babble out.